So once all the sweep circuits and all the rest of the set is working properly, the power supply, etc., the next thing we want to do is check the performance. And the way to do that is to look at the response curve or the response of the IF circuit at the video detector. Now, this is a Sencore VA-48. If you're serious about doing restoration, this is the machine for you. I'm not going to go through all the things that it does right now, but just this was the state-of-the-art machine back in the 70s and 80s for doing solid state sets, and it works great on tube sets as long as they're intercarrier. This thing will get you where you need to be and make sure that you're correct. So if you look here, you have, it's called the IF response at the detector. That's the waveform you would see on the scope. And those are the different patterns that it puts out. But in reality, what that is, it's showing you on the screen the response of black to white that you should see when you're viewing this. In between there is the waveform that you should see. So you see on the screen of the TV, you can see that pattern. Now I just turn the chroma off. That's a 3.58 strip on there. Just turn the chroma off and you'll see that the pattern on the jig closely resembles the pattern on the VA-48. And more importantly, the pattern on the VA-48 resembles the scope. Now, I only have two hands here, but so the response here is pretty good until you get to this one little divot right here, this one little dip. And that's on channel 5. And what we're going to, you do this on every channel. You're going to go through every channel and check this. Back in the day, this was much more difficult to do. They had to use this old machine here, a sweep generator, and use markers. And anybody that's ever done that, it can be done, but it's very difficult, and it is not as exact as the VA-48. I have to use that one when I use the pre-intercarrier sets, but I have no choice. But this is the way to go. So if you look all the way to the right here, you'll see that this one response, which is 42.7, 42.19, it's a little droopy. It's not as flat as the rest of them. If I turn the fine tuning, I can sort of kind of get it. And it's one of those things, and you can see which bar it is too. See there, right, when I turn the fine tuning. So you have to ask yourself when you're doing this, what's good enough? This looks pretty good. It responds really good. It has a very good color bar raster. Everything is correct. I feel the frequency response is decent on this, black to white. So what we're going to do is we're gonna end it here. The VA-48 waveform versus the actual response, which is at the detector right here, being fed into the 6CL6 pin 2, and that's where I have my probe on the 6CL6 pin 2. I have it on an extender. That empty socket next to the 6CL6 was a homemade HBO sync producer that they used on this set so they could watch, so they could pirate cable in the 80s, because he was still watching this a little bit. So there you have it. Frequency response is decent on this, good enough. I'm not going to mess with it. And the next thing to do with this is to bring it back and put it into the cabinet and make sure that it's okay. Just for shits and giggles, let's go to channel 8. So on the VA-48, we'll go to channel 8. And we'll look at our response curve on channel 8. And you can see that it's similar. When you get it tuned in, you still have that little hoo-ha on the end there. But in my world, I would say that this is good enough. The only way to fix that is you would have to go through each one of the IF transformers and peak them up. Not really wanting to do that here because this is more than good enough. The only thing I did do on this was go through each channel and peak up the oscillator. You can see what that does on here. Just gonna peak it up just like that. So, because we run these off the air at the museum, so we want them to look good. And there's certain channels. Channel 8, we have a transmitter. Channel 5 and 6, I have a special generator that I fixed up so I could, a small one that I could bring there. It's a leader, so I could work on it at the museum. And we want 3 and 4 to be peaked up good too, because that's generally the channels that they have as outputs on VCRs and such. So, once again, there you have it. We're going to bring her back and put her in, and hopefully she's okay. One more waveform to look at is going to be the color output. We're going to see if she's in quadrature or not. So here's the final piece of the pie here. And this is going to be from the right to the left, the normal sequence of 10 bars visible on the kinescope. It will be dull yellow, orange, orange, bright red, bluish red, magenta blue, greenish blue, cyan, bright bluish green, and ending with a dark green bar at the extreme right. On this one, it'll be the extreme left because the vertical is backwards. So those are correct. And also, if you want to get really crazy with this, I'm looking at the Q demodulator. You can look at the I demodulator. It's either one is fine. In fact, the right way to do it, you dual trace them together and make sure you get this little phase shift in between them, or right about here, which I already did. I just don't have 3 hands. And you can see by the waveform here that the Q signal, the Q demodulator, is pretty much right on the money here. So there you have it. The color says what it should be and is what it should be, and it's right where it should be on the scope. So she's ready. So thank you to the RCA service company for showing me how to do this so many years ago and providing me with this really cool tie that I had to wear every day. Probably got soup on it. Stay tuned.